Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's going to be reviewing the Genesis G70 with the turbocharged V6. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Genesis of Linden, Utah for giving me some time with this car. I'll include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a twin-turbo 3.3-liter V6 that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy 17 around town and then 26 on the highway, with power outputs being 365 horsepower and then 376 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, you guys can see how it is raised there on either side. Notice how there's like a divot there in the center, of course, with the Genesis logo. Got the signature split light design here with the headlights, and then you guys can see here with the grille. I think that looks really sharp, especially with the finish. And putting it all together, the new design here with the G70 has aged very well so far, if I do say so myself. Around the side here, our turning wheel setup is 225/40/19 in the front, and then 255/35/19 in the rear. You can see here with the wheels, you got the silver mixed with the satin gray. I think it looks really sharp. Red brake caliper, the Genesis logo as well. And then look at the fender and then the body line that kind of goes from there. I think that looks really good. And then you got little venting there on the side. And then here is your full side view with the G70. Now, taking a look at the key fob, we have our Genesis logo, and then on the side we've got our lock and unlock function opening for the hatch, and then on the other side you got the remote start function. Now, popping into the cargo area, you can see that the G70, although it's not a very big sedan, it's got a decent amount of cargo space, and when you're all done, all you have to do is just kind of plop. No spoiler or anything there on the back, but you can see, again, split light design with the taillights, and look at the covers there for the exhaust tips. And then finishing things up, what do you guys think about the overall design here with the G70? And now, taking a look at the door panel, you can see soft touch here at the top, and look at this trim piece that goes across, and then I like how it's perforated right there. I think it looks cool. And then you got the stitching here on the side, and then look at the seats, again, stitching all down the center, and then you got nice piping and everything on the side too. Now, the G70 is, again, a smaller, sportier sedan, so, you know, I do fit back here, but legroom's a little bit tighter. Got a little pocket there, and then you can see with the vents, USBs as well. And then this does come with a cup holder armrest, and of course we can adjust the passenger seat from the back. And then last but not least, headroom. I mean, I've got a few inches. Now, taking a look at the front door panel, again, soft touch here at the top, and look at the trim that goes down to the speaker for the sound system, and then more of that perforated texture. You can see more of the soft touch, the stitching. All of our window controls, mirror adjustments, the mirrors do power fold in. Got memory seats, blind spot warning with the mirrors too. And then taking a look at the seat, again, perforated all down the center with that cool stitching design. All of our power adjustments on the side. And then look at the pedal layout down below. And then you got this for the gas cap release, for the trunk, and then you got nice stitching and padding all over the dash. Now, taking a look at the steering wheel, you can see soft touch here at the top and at the bottom, and more of that cool red stitching perforated on either side so you can get better grip. Paddle shifters here on the back for the 8-speed, and then we've got a bunch of practical controls in the front, including our voice command, volume controls. Got our adaptive cruise control with our steering assist, and then you got your turn signal light stalk, windshield wiper stalk. You've got this partially analog, partially digital gauge cluster setup here. You can see different bits of info on the car, but the coolest part is the drive modes. Notice how it kind of, you know, changes things a little bit with the gauge cluster when you change the drive modes. I think that's fun. And I got a traditional backup camera here with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel when you put it in reverse. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, I mean, it responds quickly. It's easy to use. It does have that plopped on tablet appearance, but I don't think it's bad. And I mean, you look at the rest of the dash here, and I'd say it's more than beautiful enough to make up for the screen being plopped on there. And then look at the finish on all the controls down below. And then you can see you've got our dual zone climate controls, heated and ventilated seats. And then you have a USB down below, and then you can see with the wireless phone charging pad. And then we've got our shifter here for the 8-speed automatic, drive mode select, stability control, parking sensor, auto hold, and then camera button, and then look at the little parking brake. Some cup holders. I got the storage. I like the padding here on the top. And then, yeah, pretty big glove box, that's for sure. I like how it's like softer touch here than like rougher texture there. It's kind of cool. And then we do have a sunroof up top. So here's our window sticker for the G70. You guys can see all of the equipment here. And this one is a Sport Advanced package for those of you that are wondering. Total MSRP, $54,250. And with that being said, let's see how it drives. Let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility over the hood, both the mirrors, do a blind spot monitoring throughout the rest of the rear. And we're actually gonna have to reverse out, but let's set off. I'm doing a double review today. So I'm doing 3.3T, and then I'm also doing 2.5T as well with the G70. So in the 2.5T, I'll kind of talk about, you know, the difference between the powertrains in terms of feel and all of that. And oh, that's a cool looking 4Runner. Wow. But first off, seat comfort's good with this. I like the design of this interior. I think they did a really good job with just the whole setup here. We're gonna turn that on. Yeah, it's a nice place to be. Oh, it's 28 degrees again. I thought it was supposed to get warmer. I was like, man, I feel like it's colder again, but I'm not sure. And that just clarified that it is in fact colder again. Yeah, really good torque. It's strong. It's really strong. And this, if you're wondering, competes against like Mercedes C-Class, BMW 3 Series, which if you guys don't follow the channel, I try to do as many comparison videos as I can throughout the year after I get the kind of like baseline reviews done. So yeah, we're somewhat in comparison season, but we'll be getting more into comparison season a little bit later in the year. So I'll try to do a G70 versus BMW 3 Series, for example. Yeah, really smooth so far. See it over this little bump. Yeah, I think they did a good job with the suspension damping. It seems like it's pretty comfortable for the segment. Now we're gonna pop it into the Sport Plus mode. Bolsters actually tighten around you just like in a Mercedes, which is cool. And gears down.
Something went wrong. Please try again.
Well, this is normally where we get an acceleration, but I am not going to floor it on this. Let me see if it clears up here, because this area gets more sunlight. Okay, yeah, so this is clear. I feel comfortable. Wow! Wow! If it was my car, I'd be fine with, you know, flooring it on the ice, but yeah, not my car, so I'm not going to do that. But man, that is fast. 3.3T. It's got some oomph to it. It's got some power. That was fun. That was really fun. So, setting things up here with the G70. This car's great. It handles well. It's got great power with this turbo V6. And, I mean, it's so reasonably priced for what it is. I mean, gosh, everything is so expensive nowadays. And this, on the other hand, you know, it's less than $60,000 for the performance you're getting, for the interior, for the features. I think it's a really good value. Let me know what you guys think about this 3.3T. But I mean, again, like you look at a BMW 3 Series or a Mercedes, what would it be? The C43 would compete against this. So you look at BMW M340i and C43 for Mercedes, like $70,000 plus. So this being less than $60,000, I mean, value-wise, yeah, the value proposition's a lot stronger. But let me know what you guys think about the G70, and we'll get some comparisons in the future. Don't you worry.